We are 5 episodes in, ladies and gentlemen. 5 episodes into Rings of Power, and we have another episode where a lot seemingly happens, but nothing really happens. Hello, this is Mara Jade, and I'm back with another video, and to say this season is a slow burn is a masterpiece of understatement, because, like I said, we're more than halfway through the season. And only at the very tail end of this episode does anything really of remote plot-wise, seem to progress, pretty much. It's still all build-up. It shouldn't take 5 episodes to build up where this season is seemingly leading to, but even then, I don't even think the showrunners, as much as they fucking claim to have the last shot already planned out for this series, I don't think they fucking know where they're taking this, because it's all over the place, yet again, timeline-wise, plot-wise, things like of that nature, but I'm going to keep this relatively spoiler-free. These are just my raw thoughts, initial reaction to watching this episode. I'm going to keep it spoiler breakdown, 4 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, so if you want to have, like, my in-depth thoughts on things that happen, quote-unquote, in this episode, tune in then, 4 p.m. Eastern on my channel, where I give the more spoilerish breakdown, but that's in the future, because we're in the now, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't even know where the fucking showrunners want to take this. As much as they claim to have everything planned out, it's all over the place. And yet, like I said, nothing really happens. Nothing really of note happens. It's still all build-up. We meet the Harfoots again. They're kind of like pushed to the side at this point. So basically, they're in this episode. It's kind of like a reminder. Hey, remember that they're in here? They're in Middle Earth as well, pretty much. And you also remember the mantra they have about, like, no Harfoot gets left behind and all that shit. Well, when we meet the Harfoots yet again, I think the Brandyfoots is their last name, and Nori's friend Poppy, where are they? Oh, they are fucking left behind, pretty much. They're pretty much by themselves, following the trail, and we kind of have Poppy singing a traveling song, which includes the words, "Not all who wander are lost." Member berries, folks. Member berries, pretty much. But anyways, they're left behind. They're pretty much left behind. It's like the Harfoots are supposed to be these lovable hobbits, because Harfoots are hobbits. Even though hobbits aren't mentioned in the Second Age histories, they're hobbits, and they're supposed to be, the lovable hobbits. They're brutal. They're fucking brutal. You have one that's an absolute bitch telling the lead Harfoot, basically the leader of the group, saying, like, leave them behind. So what? Is that, like, the whole philosophy of, like, no Harfoot gets left behind? They take care of their own? Is that, like, basically just fluff? Is that all fucking bullshit at this point? Seriously, but anyway, like, again, they're in this episode's kind of a reminder that the Harfoots are in Middle Earth, pretty much, because they're pretty much getting pushed to the side at this point. We see a little bit more of this image right here is in connection somehow to the Stranger, or not Gandalf, as I'm pretty much calling him now, because you see these three. Probably saw them in one of the trailers looking over the cliff, and what they're doing is they're looking over the cliff where the Stranger landed as part of the Meteor Man image, pretty much. And one of them is carrying a shield with what looks like Gandalf's symbol on it. Yeah, but not Gandalf, pretty much. Looks like Gandalf's symbol, but it's not Gandalf, or what. We don't even know what the fuck he's supposed to be. He's still the Stranger at this point. We don't know jack shit more about him. 5 episodes in, we have no inkling whatsoever, at least where the showrunners is taking this character. All we have an inkling of is pretty much that he is not Gandalf. It's pretty much Gandalf in name only, even though that breaks lore substantially, because the Gandalf and the other 4 wizards do not enter Middle-earth until the Third Age. But that's, okay, that goes into spoiler breakdown pretty much. But anyway, this is the only time we see Slim Shady and his backup dancers, pretty much. They're looking over the crater. Slim Shady, you saw that image where he looks like he's, like, glowering off, like, over his shoulder, pretty much. That's it. That's all you fucking see them in this episode. So, again, no idea what connection they have to the Stranger or anything like that. It is what it is. The Southlanders pretty much are shown in this episode, along with the Hood Elf and the Single Mama and so forth. And Uh, the single mama tells the crowd. First off, I'm going to backtrack a little bit. This tower, I'm calling it, is going to be Helm's Deep Light. That's what they're setting it up as. Helm's Deep Light, pretty much. It's going to be like a last stand of like so forth. And I'm just fucking betting the Numenorians are going to be like, kind of like when Eomer shows up at the first light of the fifth day, pretty much. That's what it's going to fucking be like. I'm calling it right now. But anyway, single mama, the healer, the Southlanders, pretty much that whole village, is telling the people that yeah, we can live if we swear fealty to this Adar character that Hood Elf has basically been let go from, which doesn't make any fucking sense. But again, none of this writing makes any sense, pretty much. And the writers have no idea how to write a crowd scene, pretty much, because she gives them this speech about how, like, you know, we need to stand against them, blah, 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 and you have the crowd cheering, and then you have that Waldreg character, who at the end of the episode is revealed, at the end of episode 4, I should say, is revealed to basically be a Sauron follower, kind of spoilerish if you haven't really watched anything, but it goes really, no, like, you know, hasn't really gone anywhere at this point in the episode, but anyway, he sways the crowd to go swear fealty to this guy because, hey, we'll live, pretty much. He's going to let us live, right? And it's like that. It's fucking like that. Quick, pretty much. Half stay, half leave. That is like how fucking quick that was. There was no debate or anything like that. Half the crowd just fucking left. There it is. And they decided to go swear fealty to this guy and find out... at least they're starting to find out really fucking fast, and that must have been a really stupid decision. But again, we don't really see too much of that, because really the whole premise is the orcs are going to march on the tower, like I said, kind of like Helm's Deep Light, pretty fucking much. And then the Numenorians, not going to go into spoilers, but they take the entire fucking episode just to leave the fucking island, pretty much. It's this whole build-up. We get more of Farazan's leanings, his little political machinations, and so forth through his conversation with his non-canonical son, because Farazan never had a son, and we get an idea of like where his motivations and why he's deciding to follow Muriel and so forth, and why Muriel's kind of deciding to lead Numenor into Middle-earth, even though it doesn't really make any fucking sense. She's just going off the whims and not whims, but like, you know, Galadriel just telling her all this. Like, she's basically believing verbatim what Galadriel's telling her and the premonition she has, pretty much. Even though, again, anyone who knows anything about Palantirs knows that, like, you can't actually take everything that the Palantir shows you as truth, because it doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to be the future. Because whatever decision you make might alter that future, pretty much. But again, they don't touch on that. They just kind of go with warrior elf princess Galadriel, who has like one of the worst fight choreographies, pretty much choreographed fights, sword fights in this episode, where she's sort of teaching the soldiers how to fight battle with orcs, pretty much. And speaking of orcs, they still treat them like fucking vampires with the burning skin in the sunlight. Orcs are weakened by sunlight, but they're not like vampires. They don't fucking burn in the sunlight. But again, that's pretty much the episode. It's like it takes the entirety of the episode to at least propel the plot fucking forward. We're going into the 6th episode. 3 more episodes left, ladies and gentlemen. And I wish I could kind of touch on... Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. We see more of Durin, and we get the revelation of why Gil-galad and Celebrimbor sent Elrond, and it fucking makes Celebrimbor and Gil-galad look fucking duplicitous and manipulative. Celebrimbor, who in the actual lore is friend of the dwarves. They make him and Gil-galad look like fucking duplicitous pricks, almost, pretty much. But again, I'm going to go into spoiler talk there, but we find out more of the motivation, why they sent Elrond there, and the reasoning is so fucking stupid. It breaks lore. It, like, not only breaks lore, it's not even lore. They're pulling shit out of their asses and hoping it sticks against the wall, pretty much. But anyway, those are my raw thoughts for this episode. So if you've watched this episode, what are your thoughts, pretty much? I'll go into a spoiler breakdown tomorrow around 4 p.m. Eastern. I might have a guest or two, or I might just be by myself, just giving my overall thoughts, opinions, for one of a nicer way of putting it, about this episode and series so far. So if you want to tune in for that, more than merrier. I very much welcome discussions in the chat as I'm going through the episode. But again, if you've seen the episode, what did you think about it? Like it, not like it? Are you on the fence? Are you not watching this? Are you watching another series, House of the Dragons, tuned to double that of Rings of Power in demand, according to the Wrap? But that's not a surprise, really, at this point. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to my review. Again, I'll be live tomorrow, then live again on my co-host for Talk Nerdy's channel later tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern. Tune in for that for Talk Nerdy to Us. And I'm going to be live tomorrow afternoon at some point on my Twitch, Jade_Fire, playing finally some of the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 beta. Get my thoughts on it to see if I'm going to buy it in October. So, like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. This is Mara Jade. Catch you on the dark side. And I'm just waiting for the Slim Shady to drop a beat in Middle Earth.